Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. I am Sean Anderson, Most Valuable Podcast, and alongside me is Brandon Swanson, and today we are previewing the Cleveland Browns 0-13, trying to get one win on this docket so they don't become the second team to finish 0-16 like the Detroit Lions of 2008, and they're going up against Buffalo. Buffalo needs a win. Rex Ryan possibly on the hot seat here. They most likely need to win out if they do want to smell the playoffs at all. Brandon, what's the key for the Browns to get in their first win, and what's the key for Buffalo to keep them afloat?
Well, Cleveland, obviously, they do not have a dynamic offense, but, that's due in part because they still have not figured that quarterback situation out, and they've had so many injuries at that position this year as well. But their defense can't stop anybody. Their defense cannot keep up with anybody, or they have clearly shown that they can't so far to this point this season. And now against this Bills team, a Bills team that has shown that they can put up points and fairly quickly when need be. But for Cleveland, I think it's the offensive line, because I've seen Isaiah Crowell really put up some good runs, and he can be a very good runner, but that offensive line needs to help out a little bit more. And also, Corey Coleman, he was very, very good in those first couple of games. Then he had an injury, out for a couple of weeks. He's been non-existent since, in my mind. I think that offensive line and Corey Coleman as an X factor, I think that those two things could possibly lead to a Cleveland victory. On the other side for Buffalo, it's be able to put up some points. And I think they did a really good job defensively last week against Pittsburgh. They did a really good job in the red zone. That's what was so big for Buffalo, is that they had those takeaways, but they had those takeaways in big spots. It could have been a whole lot worse. Pittsburgh only won by 7 points, 27-20. Buffalo was in that football game the entire way. Buffalo's defense needs to be able to come out and do that again this week against Cleveland, force turnovers, force who's ever playing quarterback for Cleveland to not feel comfortable back there in the pocket. And I think that it continues to be the X factor for the Buffalo Bills offensively is LaShawn McCoy. And if you cannot stop him, it's going to be a long afternoon. I'm going to pick the Buffalo Bills 27-17 in this one.
You picked the Browns last week. You were wrong there. We'll see if that continues. Maybe the Browns get their first win. But anyways, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and check out patreon.com/mostvaluablepodcast. But for Brandon, I'm Sean. We'll see you next week.